Stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
So as women, we're so hard on ourselves, and I just wanted a simple way to feel confident again and to feel like me again. And the Spectrum 7 at Max Tan gave me that little spark back and can also give it to you too. A full body light that makes my skin and my spirit feel brighter.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
This is the Adam Carriker Show.
Position right of the quarterback, out of the shotgun, 1st and 20. Jailbreak screen in the air. It is tipped. It is intercepted by Carriker at the Missouri 21-yard line.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, 8-year NFL vet and All-American defensive lineman Adam Carriker.
Shotgun snap to Everidge. He's got the left arm going, and now he's got a whole lot of Adam Carriker who rips him down inside the 25-yard line.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Adam Carriker.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the Adam Carriker Show here on 93.7 The Ticket. Jake, you ever have a hard time finding stuff to talk about?
Sure, yeah. A long month of summer, usually.
Long month of summer?
Long months of summer.
What about the winter?
Yeah, there's at least basketball going on. You know, in the summer, there's a few days where there's not any sports whatsoever. They do the ESPYs.
Talk about the frickin' ESPYs. Peyton Manning's monologue, that was one of the best ever a few years ago. Remember when he was it Kevin Durant? Because he mentioned the Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook thing. This is like 5-6 years ago, and Durant just gave him like the dirtiest look ever. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
That was one of the best ever. Best monologues ever. As you know, I never have a shortage of things to talk about. So today we can't use one of the clips we were going to use. You want to tell the fine folks why we can't use it, Jake?
Well, somebody, the CBS Sports Network who put it out, deleted it. And I believe it's because there was not the greatest information, did not make their host look the best.
So there were some serious national doubters of Nebraska basketball. And this particular lady, what was her name again? Look it up real quick.
Yeah.
She kind of went off on how Nebraska, I have to tell you, because we can't play the clip, because they deleted it, because it was full of nonsensical BS and infactual, incorrect information. Hey, Jake, if you want to spear a narrative, don't let facts get in the way of a good story, right?
That's right.
Also, facts don't care about feelings when you're trying to tell the truth. It all depends on where you're trying to lead people. She basically, and she's allowed to have her opinion, but then she basically said Nebraska's played nothing but the bottom of the Big Ten. They're not for real. And I'm just like, wait, the bottom of the what? Well, first of all, we are about to play our 4th top 10 opponent this Saturday. Illinois counts as 2 because we're going to play them twice. Right, so Illinois, we just played number 3 Michigan. We beat number 9 at the time, Michigan State, and we beat Illinois, again, a top 10 team, major epic comeback about 4 to 6 weeks ago on their home court. Also, we have 5 quad 1 wins, so what are we talking about here? Oh, it's deleted, so we can't play it. I wanted to go off on her. I'm going to go off anyways, kind of, because it's deleted, so I feel a little less like somebody recognized the infactual correct BS. Is infactual a word? It is now. The factually incorrect BS. So we can't play that, but I was like, man, if you want to say Nebraska basketball is not for real, if you want to say you don't buy into them, if you want to say they're not a legit contender, if you want to say they're a fraud, I can disagree with you and be fine with you saying it. Why? Because it's your opinion. But when you start spewing incorrect facts, now we got to chit-chat. Now we got to get real. Or we can just delete things from the internet. But aren't things on the internet forever? Can't we bring that up if we want to?
I don't know. No, I can't right now. I saw it too. By the way, it's unfactual, not infactual.
I'm going to go with infactual. Is it unfactual?
Yeah, let's delete infactual from the internet.
just delete the airwaves. Unfactual. I just don't like how that sounds.
Doesn't sound as good.
No, it doesn't. Infactual. I don't know if that sounds any better now that I hear unfactual. We're going to roll with it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Adam Carriker Show. Also, the Remington Award winner, who's from Iowa, was not uber crazy in some of the comments he shared when he got the Remington Award earlier this week at the Rococo Theater in Lincoln, Nebraska. We can roll that clip, right?
Yeah, we got that one.
Now I have a different reaction to what he had to say. I do. We're going to play that in a minute. And then we got a couple of things as we sit here and we think about the job that's ahead of Matt Rule. What does he need to do? What needs to be done? I'm just going to say it. I don't want to say, can he do it? There's a lot of doubts of if he will do it. Obviously, he can do it. Will he do it? What's it look like? And I'm not going to lie to you. The first one stood out to me because the individual who said it used consistency. And I was like, instantly, I'm like, oh, I'm sending this to Jake. The more I can sound right, the more often, the better I feel. I just like that. We're going to replay the first part of that clip like 10 times where he uses the word consistency. How's that sound?
Yeah, that'll work.
But this individual, if you look into his back, you'll know exactly who it is. Everybody listening, whether you're a football fan or not, will know exactly who it is when we play the clip. And I say his name. This dude did not start on his freshman football team. He did not start as a varsity quarterback, there's a hint, until he was a senior. He was the 7th on the depth chart when he arrived at the University of Michigan. There's a gigantic hint. And really was a 6th-round pick in the NFL. If you watch his 40, I think you need a sundial to clock his time. The dude, I mean, you see the combine pictures with his shirt off. You're like, nope. What happens? 10 Super Bowl appearances, 7 Super Bowl titles later, he's Tom frickin' Brady. He was the definition of a late bloomer, overlooked, I don't even want to say underrated. He was probably rated appropriately at the time. You can say underrated, but that's easy. That's hindsight's 2020. But at the time, would you rate him any differently? But he talks about some of the things that he did. And then we have another clip that we're going to play where someone talks about there is more work, more preparation that goes into football than any other sport. And I've always thought that was true. You spend exponentially more time practicing and preparing in football than you do actually playing games in football. There's more preparation time in the sport of football than any other sport. Part of it is the season is a little bit shorter, but it's still really long, but you play far less games, so you spend most of your time preparing. And that preparation or lack thereof is huge when it comes to, stick with me, Jake, evaluation, development, and in-game management. Does anyone pop into your head when I say those 3 things as far as things we might need to get better at in the future?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to share the name or no?
No, I'll
Okay.
keep it to myself.
Okay. Before we dive into all that, and obviously you can text in on the text line. What's the number there, Jake?
402-464-5685.
Let us know your thoughts on all this. Before we dive into all that, just a reminder as I look outside and stare at snow. So it's still kind of football weather. It won't be come July 8th in Lincoln, Nebraska, the 2nd annual Carriker Chronicles Youth Football Camp, kindergarten through 8th grade. I can't wait. We didn't know if we were going to do a year 2. Frankly, a bunch of parents hit us up. You're going to do year 2. We had some kids ask, you're going to do year 2. And then the coaches, a lot of the coaches that were there last year, they had a blast. So we're running it back for year 2. Again, Coach Osborne, Eric Crouch, Brendan Stye, Terrell Farley, 35-plus total coaches, 15-plus coaches. I mean, Kenny Wilhite's going to be back. There's a whole bunch of other guys that are going to be back that were there last year, some new additions this year. I had people reach out, hey, we want to be a part of it. In fact, it was Terrell. The day after the camp, he's like, I want to be at your camp next year. I'm like, you got a spot. No questions asked. I love to include as many people as possible. So, again, you can learn more at CarrikerChronicles.com if you'd like to do that and or register. What clip you want to play? If we had another basketball clip that I sent you like 4, and then you said one got deleted, and then I got out of order and out of whack. I know what they are as soon as you play them. Isn't there another basketball clip in there that I sent you?
I've got the Gary Parrish one.
Yeah, let's roll that one. I remember that one.
Statement is, Nebraska is a Final Four team, overreaction or reality. Gary? I'm going to call it an overreaction. But I am only going to call it an overreaction because if I were projecting a Final Four right now, you can only pick 4 schools, and I would not pick Nebraska respectfully. But can I see it? Absolutely, I can see it. Like I mentioned earlier in the night, they had a 0 in the loss column when they started this week, and people were still skeptical of them. I don't know how many people are still skeptical of them, even after they took their first loss at Michigan, because they played shorthanded and they played tough to the buzzer. This team's good enough to do it. I would just play the odds and pick against it.
What's your reaction when you hear that? I think it's fair, but go ahead. What's your reaction there, Jake?
Yeah, I mean, it's very complimentary. Again, when you're talking about the elite of the elite in the Final Four, it gives you a limited amount of opportunities to pick there. And so, again, I mean, he's playing the field. It's probably the best mathematical thing to do. But he echoes what I think a lot of us felt coming out of that Michigan game is Nebraska didn't win, but I mean, that's the story, right? I mean, that's what you kind of put as far as the obstacle and trying to overcome it. And now you kind of take away from that is you don't take these, moral victories. And the Nebraska basketball team was pretty loud about that after it. So, I mean, I think everything, you didn't, what do we say it always in wrestling, right? Is getting over without going over. So, looking good without winning the match and can elevate. You usually will have a star do that. And in this case, Michigan is already over, if you will. The nation believes in them as a national championship contender. Nebraska looked every bit their equal.
I love that you're using wrestling terms. And I said the same thing yesterday. You just said it a lot quicker. Getting over without going over. Like you said that. I used like 29 paragraphs. You said it in like 5 words. Like you did so much better articulating that point than I did. Like instilling belief, even if you don't win, without it being this, moral victory. Although I'll be honest with you. If Nebraska football had something similar next year, like let's say we're down our starting quarterback and we're down half of our defensive line and a couple wide receivers are out, and you play Indiana, the defending national champs, and it's similar to the game versus Michigan, and Nebraska plays on the football field similar to how we play in basketball, out hustling, frankly, out coaching, out disciplining, doing things a lot better. You could just see they got the edge for whatever reason. You want to blame the refs or whatever, but they got the edge this particular day. But man, you feel better after the game, despite the result, because of how the team looked. And I think that's what Nebraska has going for it, and justifiably so. I think when it comes to Final Four projections, I get it's easier to take. I'm looking at the top 7 teams in the country right now. It's easier to Arizona. My question is, are you taking Arizona or the field to win the national title this year? Have you watched them play?
I haven't got too much of them, but I know the record.
Dude. They look like it's the Arizona Invitational Tournament this year. If you watch them play, like they are going to be the overwhelming favorites to win the national title this year. All right, number 2 is UConn. They're 19-1. They really haven't been tested at all in the Big East Conference. So I would love, I've always thought like UConn, come join if I'm the Big 12, the ACC may not be around in a few years, give me Duke. Hey, give me UConn out of the Big East. Like the Big 12 it's almost the preeminent college basketball conference right now. It's absolutely one of the top 2. It could pull away as number 1 and then hang on, hopefully, in that 3rd, 4th slot when it comes to football. And they're actually not half bad in baseball and softball as well. But you look at Michigan at number 3. A lot of people, when we were getting ready to play them, a lot of people had some national title favorites. I had my doubts going in. I have my doubts coming out. Yes, they won. Congratulations. Hopefully we see you again. To me, I look at the other prospective Final Four teams. Admittedly, I've not watched Duke this year. They're 18-1, number 4 in the country. Not a shocker, Duke basketball. Gonzaga at number 6, 21-1. All right, Michigan State's got more losses, and we beat them head-to-head. They're 18-2 at number 7. So I start to look at this. You look at just below that, Iowa State, Illinois, who we have a chance to beat again. Houston's always good at basketball. And I'm like, man, there are 6 teams who jump out to me, and they are the top 6 teams right now. All right. And if we beat Illinois this Saturday, it even makes it even stronger, in my opinion. To me, there are really top 6 teams that I would say are my favorites to make the Final Four. Arizona, overwhelmingly number 1. UConn's hard to gauge because they haven't had a bunch of tough competition, but nobody's even come close to them. I'm not going to put Michigan in there, and they can get upset at that. Physically, they're a national championship game team. I just saw some things the other night that I wouldn't feel great after if I was a Michigan fan. I have not seen Duke. I know what to expect out of Gonzaga. So I'm kind of like, man, Nebraska's got as good a chance as anybody of the Final Four slots, and it's the tournament. You never know what could happen. Anybody could lose on any given day. It's the most exciting way I've ever seen to crown a national champion, the NCAA basketball tournament, and by far the least effective, because anybody can lose to anybody on any given day in a one-game scenario like this. It's why it's exciting, and a lot of times the best team does win. A lot of times the best team does not. I would put in Penn, Arizona, and then the other 5 teams, UConn, Michigan, I guess, I would take them out. But Duke, Nebraska, Gonzaga, man, any of those teams can make it in. I think Nebraska is just as likely as any of them. What do you think?
Yeah, like you said, I mean, once it gets to the actual tournament, it's mayhem. So, usually you're not getting the top 4 teams, which is what I think the kind of the midseason question is about who's kind of trajecting in that way. And so, I mean, I don't have a problem with your answer in kind of looking at it in totality and thinking, I like Nebraska's specific build toward making a run, right? I mean, and that could definitely play well with them. As we talk about defense travels, if they can shoot, if my goodness, if Bryce Sanford is hot then as he is now, it's going to be quite a show. So, they definitely are on that path to being in that conversation. I'm a bit of a homer, so right now I'd like to say, maybe I could see Nebraska be in the 4 there, but that's what happened when you're arguing for 5th, top 5 in the country. You should be in those championship and Final Four talks and all the talks that are there. Nebraska this far this season has given you every reason to believe that they are, and not a whole lot of reason to believe that they're in the opposite.
When it comes to Michigan, I don't mean to just dismiss them. They have a better record. Well, they actually don't have as good a record because they have less wins than we do, but technically they have the same amount of losses. The wins are close enough. They probably err towards the head-to-head. So I understand. People are going to be like, oh, Michigan beat you, and they have the same record. And how can you just dismiss them? I don't mean to dismiss them. I look at Michigan the same way I looked at Miami going to the college football playoff. Remember what I said about Miami?
I thought they had a lot of upside.
I said highest ceiling, lowest floor of any team in the playoff. The lowest floor teams were the 2 G5 teams. They just didn't have the same high ceiling that Miami did. They had the 2 worst regular season losses of any teams that were in the college football playoff, yet I felt like they also had the most talented roster. So they could get on a hot streak, or they could have lost by 2 touchdowns game 1 at A&M. I look at Michigan the same way. They're an NBA roster. You look at them, they're an NBA talent, size, athleticism type roster. High ceiling. I mentioned going into the Nebraska game, they've been kind of up and down. I did say this on Friday. I said their recent games haven't looked as impressive. They've had some close games. Barely snuck by Penn State. Now, with the benefit of the Nebraska game hindsight, to our benefit, they barely snuck by Nebraska. Probably should not have lost to Wisconsin, who Nebraska beat by 30. Like, I look at them. Arizona probably has the highest ceiling. But when you talk about highest ceiling, lowest floor combo, that's how I see Michigan. Highest ceiling, lowest floor combo of the teams that I'm talking about here. I think what happens is, and I can be guilty of this too, I think what trumps it for me is I've got the homer card, okay? I look at the brands, UConn, Duke, Michigan, Gonzaga, Arizona. The brands of basketball, they trump Nebraska, okay, when it comes to just branding. But what about the brand of Indiana football? I mean, who in the world had Indiana doing what they were doing? Even after last season, a season ago. We've talked about this. Nobody thought they were going to be as good, let alone better. Things can change quicker and faster with the right people in charge in today's day and age of college athletics than ever. That's the positive. With the insanity and the downside right now of transfer portal and NIL, the positive is a team and a program that traditionally hasn't been good. You get the right people in charge and it can change drastically. But Adam, Indiana's the outlier. I'll agree with you that they're not the example. Okay. I don't expect anybody to mimic what Nebraska's doing in basketball right now, to be honest with you. Hopefully nobody else mimics it. Okay. I want us to do it and everybody else go away. We'll just keep getting better. I don't expect anybody else to do it in Indiana, but I do expect people to learn from it and copy it to a degree. And I hope Nebraska does some of it as well. But I would point to Texas Tech. 2 years. I predicted Texas Tech last summer to win the Big 12. And you looked at me, you tend to give me these facial reactions sometimes, and I can tell what you're thinking, even if you don't say anything. You looked at me like, it was like, okay, Adam. Like, sure, Adam. You didn't say anything, but I could just tell. They just reined in the number 3 transfer portal class in the country. After just marching right through the Big 12, I still think they handled that 25-day layoff horribly. Like, everybody's affected by it, but they talked about how they took days off and they made sure their team was rested and healthy. And then they looked at the players and they said, you need to go prove us right with how we prepared for this college football playoff game. And the team did the opposite, unfortunately, at least on offense. Actually, their defense was fine. The offense was god-awful. But my point is, Texas Tech was a legit contender this year in football and won their first conference title in umpteen years. Outright, by the way. They're going to be back again next year. And I haven't looked at everybody in the Big 12 again next year, but right now, if you said who you think's going to win, I would, without hesitation, say Texas Tech again. Now, admittedly, I haven't done a ton of recon at this point in time on the whole Big 12 conference, but immediately Texas Tech. So I can give you 2 examples of teams that historically over time, not championship contenders in college football, and they are 2 years later, championship contenders in college football. Legit, by the way. So for me, I could see Nebraska, despite the brand and haven't won a tourney game and all that stuff that I get, I could see them legit making a run. And I'll make a prediction right here. All right, I will make a prediction. Ready for a prediction?
I'm ready.
We are going to have to move the spring football game.
Uh-oh.
You already know why that is. We want to tell the fine folks what I'm predicting and why that would be based on what you know I'm now predicting?
Yeah. There's the Elite Eight is that day.
Yep. I predict Nebraska basketball will at least get to the Elite Eight, and we're going to have to move the spring football game. And what a glorious first world problem that would be.
Now, Trident has said that they think the spring window would be at 11. Spring football game would be at 11, and then the Elite Eight games in the afternoon time slot. So
I am
that's their
predicting
plan for it.
That the Nebraska basketball Elite Eight game will be started right at 11 a.m., so I can still be right. I forgot that they did mention that. So we probably wouldn't have to move the spring football game, but wouldn't it be weird? Has Nebraska football ever had to move anything for any other sport in the history? Like, has that even been a conversation in the past?
I can't remember when.
No. I mean, there's always like, you usually got the spring volleyball match the same day or same weekend as the spring game. Usually there's a soccer match, or maybe there's a baseball or softball game. But it's always, when it's the spring football, not even just a practice. When it's the spring practice game, okay, we'll work around that. It's never been, oh no, we'll have to move football if this collides, which it doesn't seem like it's going to. It's a good point on your part. All right, anything off the text line? Any final points before we go to break? I should mention when we come back, we're going to play a couple of those other clips. Also, it's a massive, massive recruiting weekend for multiple football, basketball, Nebraska sports teams. We'll talk about that after the break. But before we go to break, anything off the text line or any thoughts you got, Jake?
Yeah, a few quick thoughts from the text line. Trey Earth says, don't let unfactual get in the way of infactual.
Yes. I love that comment. Thank you.
Also, a few Blake in Ohio Husker pointing out that Villanova gave UConn quite a run for their money here recently.
Is that their one loss because they're 19-1? I didn't know who they lost to.
Actually, their one loss is to the number 1 team in the land, Arizona.
All right. What I know is I looked at some of their recent scores, and as an overall whole, it was blowout. So I knew they had a loss. I hadn't done a deep dive into UConn, just enough to be topical, but I appreciate you letting me know that. Dude, Villanova, if I'm the Big 12, that's another program's got a couple national titles in recent years. I'm trying to bring them over too. If I'm the Big 12, I'm trying to take over college basketball. That's what I would do. You're not going to be able to do it in football, but let's do it in basketball. That's what I try. I told you this last year. I would make an outlandish offer to Notre Dame. Notre Dame's that program that's going to do whatever they want, and they're going to do something that doesn't make sense to anyone else as long as it makes sense to them. Would you make an outlandish offer to Notre Dame to try to get them to bring their sports, football included, to your conference?
Absolutely. Now, I do think they would probably want to have a different level of the share from the conference and all that. Mm-hmm. So, it might be outlandish in Notre Dame's behavior, but yeah, on Notre Dame's side. But yeah, I mean, Notre Dame could absolutely save the Big 12.
If they want a different share, a different cut, a larger cut, I said outlandish. That would be part of it. I'd be okay with that if I'm the Big 12. All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and wow, what a year it was at Koppel. The Koppel family would like to say thank you for a record-setting sales year in 2025. Now let's start 2026 off with the bang. New GMC Sierra pickups starting at $12,500 off list or 0% APR. Also hot off the presses, new Terrain leases at $299 per month. That's right, $299 per month on new GMC Terrain leases. So please stop on in the store or online at koppelcars.com. Stock numbers G13885 and G165184, 2,500 down with proof credit.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
MWR, a local company of Lincoln, is proud to announce they are able to offer their own post-frame building packages in metal to anyone desiring a building, whether you're a contractor or a DIYer. They can install your building as always, and they offer multiple different rib profiles and loads of color options, including the wood grain metal at great competitive prices. You can inquire at mwrbuildingandfence.com or just draw your desired building and submit it in their Contact Us page, and they'll get back to you. Call MWR today at 402-540-8966.
So as women, we're so hard on ourselves, and I just wanted a simple way to feel confident again and to feel like me again. And the Spectrum 7 at Max Tan gave me that little spark back and can also give it to you too. A full body light that makes my skin and my spirit feel brighter.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Rick Heyman here from Sauter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sauter Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sauterheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
A lot of people in the summertime think, gee, I want to build a new home. By the time they go through the process of sitting down, getting the permits, and getting the home started, the home isn't done until January or February.
Bob Benish of Aspen Builders, and they've built neighborhoods in and around Lincoln for over 25 years.
I think the best time to start designing your new home is the month of January, because get an early start on it. Sit down, the snow's flying. Let's sit around the table. Let's drop some plans. Let's put numbers together. Let's get a budget put together, and let's get that thing started so that the home's done in summer or fall before school starts. So now is really the time to be contacting us to get an appointment to get the job done.
Make your dream a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your dream home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Clear your calendar. It's a volleyball weekend in Omaha. Love Nebraska returns to Baxter Arena for back-to-back home matches on January 30th and February 1st, facing Love Madison and Love Austin. 2 matches, 2 chances to see your hometown team compete as the season heats up. Featuring Lexi Rodriguez and Jordan Larson taking on the likes of Lauren Carlini and Maddie Skinner, and special moments throughout the weekend. This is your opportunity to catch all the action live. Make it one night or both nights. Get your tickets now at lobbneb.com/tickets. There are so many realtors in Lincoln and Omaha, but don't get overwhelmed by all the no names, plus all the different companies. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Real Estate is your go-to option, whether buying or selling residential, luxury, leasing, investment properties, or commercial property, small or large. Ben's team offers decades of experience, unbeatable customer service, and promises to fully protect your interests throughout the entire transaction. Call 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador Real Estate. Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
This is the Adam Carriker Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Adam Carriker Show here on 93.7 The Ticket. All right, there's a meet and greet with Hamilton Telecommunications with Bergen. Let me see here, make sure I read this right. Bergen, O'Reilly, and Campbell Flynn. All right, stop by. An autograph session with Nebraska volleyball athletes Bergen, Riley, Campbell Flynn. A Sunday, February 1st, 1:45 p.m., Pinnacle Bank Arena. All right, go check it out. They provide Hamilton Telecommunications we're talking about. They provide IT solutions that set your business up for success. Check them out at hamiltontel.com. Also, hamiltonisbusiness.com as well. All right, Jake, I'm going to let you be the good guy. Bad news Bach and all that. You're a nice guy when you're not bad news Baching all over the place. You're going to give away some free stuff. So are you going to become giveaway Bach now? Is that going to be your new name?
Yeah, I can take that for the day. It is time to give away some Super Bowl squares. We've got 5 of them to give away here on the show. Super Bowl square will give you a chance, an opportunity to win something from our Super Bowl party here coming up from Buffalo Wild Wings. There's signed gear from the Patriots and Seahawks, former Husker players involved there, many other prizes. So text in 402-464-5685. You can't get 2 Super Bowl squares, so if you've already won one, please do not text in. But the first 5 to do so with your name and number, we'll have your number, to be honest with you. Just text in your name, and we'll put you in for the Super Bowl squares.
All right. Every year, giving away Super Bowl squares. It's a fun thing to do. Look forward to it every year. Anything else they need to know, or is that about cover it there, Jake?
I think that about covers it. So as we look through it here, I'm going to make sure I'll let you know here in a minute once we get the 5.
Okay. Sounds good. Let's do a little bit of a recruiting update here. Then I want to get to those clips. And I thought this was interesting. Ahmad Hudson, number 1 tight end in the country, one of the top football recruits in the country. Also, one of the best top basketball recruits in the country. I believe he's the number 4 forward in the country at the moment. He tweeted after the game, "It's okay, don't worry, I'll make it up, y'all." And it's a picture of him slam dunking. Does that make you feel a little bit more He likes to tweet to Nebraska people a lot. Does that make you feel optimistic?
A little bit. I mean, he's definitely a name in Husker circles recently. I just, engagement farming is not going to get me too excited.
Engagement farming, he says. All right, that's fair. That's fair. Nebraska football. Defensive line target Dylan Barrymore. Actually, this is it's recruiting information, but he's actually canceled his visit to Florida this weekend. You take that as a good sign of him possibly coming to the Big Red, Jake?
I do, yeah. That is one less big team to deal with.
I actually like that a lot. All right. 4-star Matthias. Now, a lot of this is basketball. Dude, if we can start recruiting, we got some really good players that have been developed by Fred Hoiberg. But if you can obviously recruit even more talented players as time goes along, that's the hope. You just keep getting better and better and building over time. And then you put them in what Fred Hoiberg's been doing, man, it could be electric to watch. 4-star Matthias Alasanko will take an official visit to Nebraska for when Nebraska plays Illinois this weekend. He's a 4-star. He's also the top international recruit. Number 1 international recruit. Top 50 recruit Donovan Davis returns to Lincoln on an unofficial visit for Nebraska versus Illinois. Again, a top 50 4-star recruit making a return visit. Nebraska is hosting Omaha Westside Ford London Data this weekend for their game against Illinois. He is the number 1 player in the state of Nebraska for the 2027 class. So you got the number 1 player for the state of Nebraska, 2027. You got the number 1 player internationally. You got a 4-star, top 50 player as well. 5-star recruit Dawson Batty is visiting Lincoln for Nebraska versus Illinois on Sunday. He is the number 7 overall recruit for the 2027 class. It's a big-time recruiting weekend. If you start with, just real quick, football, like we need some big bodies. Only one guy in the entire roster defensively listed over 300 pounds, and only one other guy, Gabe Moore, listed at 300 pounds. We need some bigger bodies. So when you think about Dylan Barrymore being listed at 330, now he'll be a freshman. Maybe he can step in and contribute right away. I don't know. You can't always expect that no matter what the position is, especially in the trenches. But a big body, somebody who moves well, actually, for his size, highly recruited 4-star player, then you can come in and you can develop him and mold him and help make him a really good player, hopefully sooner rather than later. You move on to basketball. When's the last time we had this many highly ranked recruits coming in on a weekend? When is the last time? Can you think of the last time we had something like this for basketball?
No, absolutely not. I mean, I remember Jaleel Okafor, visiting. Of course, the Glenn Watson group. It was and Ed Morrow, and those guys were highly ranked, but not into this category. Kind of put it into perspective. We all know how big it was to get Bryce McGowan's, the 5-star, now playing in the NBA. A couple of these guys this weekend for their class rated higher or kind of at that level. So you got a few of those types in Lincoln this week.
4 4-stars and a 5-star going to the Nebraska-Illinois game. That's going to be an exciting game in general. Nebraska, I expect it to come down to the wire. Just like the Michigan game, just like pretty much the Michigan State game did, just like the first Illinois game, it's going to come down to the wire. Now, if Nebraska can pull out the victory at home, man, what an I've been using that E word a lot. Electrify, electricity, electric. The most electrifying man in sports radio in Lincoln. Yeah, Jake appreciates that. It's a Rock reference. The Rock, for those who may not be familiar with the WWE, but it's going to be an electric atmosphere in Pinnacle Bank Arena. Every home game the rest of the season is sold out. Also, ginormous recruiting implications as well. If that place is rocking, you beat your third top 10 team or top 10 opponent or win your third top 10 matchup, maybe that's a better way to put it, since we're playing Illinois again. Man, that's got to make a big impression on some of those recruits. Okay, Jake, what if, because Indiana just had the number 1 transfer portal class in college football, by the way. So they're not going anywhere. I don't think anybody expected them to, but ladies and gentlemen, I don't think they're dropping off much, apparently. What if, Indiana's, good at football for, the next half a decade to a decade? And then what if, Nebraska builds to something similar? Don't even have to win the title. I'm not saying they can't, but just, they're competing. I'm sitting here making more Elite 8 predictions this time next year. How awesome. How awesome would that be? And for all the whining and complaining and moaning that mostly Jake and sometimes I do about the transfer portal and NIL, mostly me. Jake just looks at me sideways. This dude's nuts. He's not wrong, but I keep talking. The plus side is the opportunities it gives people who know what they're doing. When people know what they're doing, you have a gargantuan advantage. We talked about Texas Tech's plan actually 2 different times. Played a clip the first time, 2 different times on the show, and they executed it beautifully. You look at Kurt Cignetti, he came in with a clear, defined plan. Evaluate at a high level, bring in proven production, develop, coach well. They don't even practice that long. We played a clip on that as well. Do you remember that? You remember how long their practices are?
I don't remember exact time. I remember they said they cut it short.
They don't go over an hour 30, hour 45 at the most. Can I tell you, almost all of our practices were 2 hours, and then half the time the coach would get pissed. Start over. Start the clock over. Wait, we've been out here for 4. No, we're going to start the whole practice over, and we're going to start that 2-hour timer over because you're only supposed to have 20 minutes a week towards college football. And honestly, if you're not doing well, I got no problem with it. But my point is, when you have a clear-cut plan, you know what you're doing. Doesn't mean you get everything right. You have to bat 1,000. You just got to have a high batting average. Like, it gives those people who know how to spend that money, allocate that money, evaluate players, develop players. They know what the plane's supposed to look like. They're not building it while they're flying it. They have a humongous advantage. And that's the beauty with all the crap that surrounds NIL and transfer portal. That's the beauty of it, is it gives a whole new world of people, whole new opportunities. Now, the counterbalance of that is, I think about 5-10 years from now, we're going to realize there's really about 25, 30 schools that have the most money, and they're going to start to separate. Because the amount of money you have to spend every year, it's not going up a little. It's going up exponentially. Like the Michigan quarterback, what was it reported? $10 million he got paid? Wasn't that a report?
Yeah, it was up there.
You remember when Matt Rule stood in front of the media at a press conference? It was like the first press conference after that season ended. It might have been his first season. And you could tell he purposely put it out there. If you want a good quarterback, it's going to take like $1 to $1.5 million. You remember how big of a number that sounded at that point in time?
Oh, yeah.
Is that what you get for like a third stringer now? Maybe a backup? Maybe? Depending on, what level you're trying to play at. With all due respect, like a MAC or a Sun Belt school, maybe that's your starter. Like how drastically it's changed. So at a certain point, there's going to be the haves and have-nots, and the people who have money and don't, and people who know how to maximize their dollars and don't as well. That's going to be a factor too. Is there anything off the text line? Anything you got there, Jake?
Well, I did want to announce the winners of the Super Bowl squares. So in the future, when we ask if you've won before, you can't play. You're in. You're good to go. Thomas Bloom, I believe it is. JR, Big Bird off the text line. Kirk Newland, Colin Lincoln, and Nathan Dunnigan, all with Super Bowl squares. Stay tuned throughout the rest of the day. We will be giving more of those away.
All right, congratulations. Giveaway Jake. Good guy Jake.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Does his thing. What do you think Calandria's being paid? I've heard rumors.
Whew.
Let's speculate here.
Yeah.
Let's speculate. What's your speculation here?
I don't know, because I don't know. I haven't heard rumors, so I would be kind of interested. But at least for a starting level quarterback in the Big Ten, I think you'd probably be at least kind of thinking around $2 million.
That's kind of what's been rumored that I've heard. 1.5 to 2, maybe 2.5. I mean, Dylan was 3.5 that we knew of. But did you know he was the number 15 player in the transfer portal, ranked number 15?
Yeah, no, it was highly ranked. It's going to be hard to top him out of the portal rankings.
All right. Real quick before we head to break, we come back, we're going to play those remaining clips. Before we do, I'm going to give a shout out to our good friends and buddies at Mulberry Barbecue. They now have 2 locations at 11th and Cornhusker and at 61st and Apples Way. Right off of Highway 2 by Lowe's. Both locations are open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, I went into a food coma. I'm sitting there, and after the show went off the air, I got all this food. I even mentioned it on the show. Like, I'm going to eat so much of this freaking good food. I'm going to go into a food coma Friday afternoon, and I did. And I try, like, it's hard when it's so good and it's right there in front of you, and it's just like, Adam, you have work to get done, but it's so good. All right, you can try their burn-end sandwich, a brisket burrito, barbecue nachos, full slab of ribs, a half-smoked chicken, and much, much more. Plus, get incredible size, get fuel for lunch today, or make dinner plans at Mulberry Barbecue, located 11th at Cornhusker, and at 61st and Apples Way, just off of Highway 2 by Lowe's. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
So as women, we're so hard on ourselves, and I just wanted a simple way to feel confident again and to feel like me again. And the Spectrum 7 at Max Tan gave me that little spark back and can also give it to you too. A full body light that makes my skin and my spirit feel brighter.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a slight chance of snow this morning. Otherwise, we'll see decreasing clouds throughout the day. The high near 16. Tonight, mainly clear and cold, below a 5 below. And tomorrow, a chance of snow late. Otherwise, partly sunny and breezy. The high near 20. I'm meteorologist Kyle looking for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sauter Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sauterheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
There are so many realtors in Lincoln and Omaha, but don't get overwhelmed by all the no-names, plus all the different companies. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Real Estate is your go-to option, whether buying or selling residential, luxury, leasing, investment properties, or commercial property, small or large. Ben's team offers decades of experience, unbeatable customer service, and promises to fully protect your interests throughout the entire transaction. Call 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador Real Estate.
Most resolutions for the new year fail before January is even over. Why not resolve to just be a little bit cleaner in 2026? Nebraska Auto Detail is here for you. Now through March 30th, if you purchase a ceramic coating, you'll get a free interior detail. There's no better way to start your year than taking care of your car and decluttering the mess that it becomes so easily. Book your detail today at NebraskaAutoDetail.com or call Joe and the team at 402-601-5086.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Planet Fitness has everything you need to get stronger just around the corner, so you can give everything you've got. Whether you want to crush a few reps before class with our expanded strength equipment or sweat it out on your way home from work. With over 2,800 locations, there's a Planet Fitness close to you, and most are open 24 hours. Join the club today and save $28 or more when you join for $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends January 30th. Are you coming? Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet. See club for details.
Hi, I'm Scott Miller, Business Development Officer at Midwest Bank's Lincoln branches. As a lifelong Lincolnite with over 30 years of experience in financial management, I'm here to help your business grow and succeed. My focus is building strong relationships with businesses and clients across Lincoln. Because at Midwest Bank, we believe banking is about people, not just numbers. Visit us at midwest.bank or stop by one of our Lincoln locations. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes! Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
A membership with John Henry's will fast track you to front of the line service, seasonal tune-ups, and far fewer unexpected moments. That means no breakdowns, no waiting on a call, and no nonsense. It's consistent care that prevents small issues from turning into big bills. Join the Comfort Club and get VIP treatment 365 days a year with 24-hour priority response, member-only discounts, and peace of mind on your home's most expensive systems. Call John Henry's.
John Henry's Plumbing.
And electrical.
Clear your calendar. It's a volleyball weekend in Omaha. Love Nebraska returns to Baxter Arena for back-to-back home matches on January 30th and February 1st, facing Love Madison and Love Austin. 2 matches, 2 chances to see your hometown team compete as the season heats up. Featuring Lexi Rodriguez and Jordan Larson taking on the likes of Lauren Carlini and Maddie Skinner, and special moments throughout the weekend. This is your opportunity to catch all the action live. Make it one night or both nights. Get your tickets now at lobbneb.com/tickets. Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
This is the Adam Carriker Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Boom! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Adam Carriker Show. We got 2 clips left to play. 3 might make us rush, so we're going to save one of them for Monday. Logan Jones has some fun things to say about Nebraska football, so we'll chat about that. Also, Mr. Tom Brady. Did I ever say his name earlier or just give a million clues and not actually say who it was?
I don't know if you said his name.
I don't think I actually did. It was Tom Brady, by the way. All right, but we'll get to that in a second. Shout out to Suizo Construction, where safety is not just a policy. Ladies and gentlemen, these people do phenomenal work because it's not just a policy. Safety is a promise. Suizo is hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work in a team that has your back on and off the job site. Apply today at Suizo.com. 40 years strong in business. Suizo Construction. Also, as a former Husker and NFL player, you may be aware I'm a bit of a health nut, and hydration and recovery, they do start at home. Make sure you team up with Culligan of Lincoln. Soft water means better showers. Jake can attest to that. Cleaner dishes, and it protects your water heater and appliances. Their high-efficiency softener cuts salt and water usage. For drinking, make sure you add a Culligan reverse osmosis. It's like bottled quality water right at your tap. Great taste and is certified to reduce tough contaminants like lead and PFAs. Right now, get up to $300 off a whole home system or just $9.95 a month for your first 3 months. Schedule your free water test at CulliganHuskers.com. That's CulliganHuskers.com. Culligan of Lincoln. Water you love, go Big Red. So Logan Jones, I got the name correct.
That's correct.
Iowa center, Remington Award winner. Had some success over the years against Nebraska. A guy that when Scott Frost was here, they told him he was too small. So they didn't recruit him. Iowa offers, then he gets an offer after that. So he's always kind of held that. I believe he's from Council Bluffs. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So I have a feeling maybe part of him wanted to play at Nebraska. Then obviously he was, that was a little insulting. And then all of a sudden now you want to join on the bandwagon as soon as Iowa offers. So he goes to Iowa. 3-time All-Big Ten performer, 2-time first-team All-Big Ten, All-American, Remington Award winner. Was at the Rococo Theater earlier this week, received the Remington Award, was asked about Nebraska. He had some thoughts. Go ahead, Dick.
I feel like all Husker fans are the same, just a little bit delusional and whatnot. And like you said, like they all thought I wanted to play in Nebraska. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I was a fan growing up, but then I kind of got a little smarter and realized I wanted to play for a good program and whatnot. So
he saw the light.
Yeah, I saw the light. But yeah, I mean, everybody over there is Nebraska fans. It was ridiculous. So to have like Coach Ferentz and all them come over, and it was awesome. They all saw him and get offered by them. It was really cool, especially for offensive or defensive line play. So it was an easy decision.
What other offers did you have coming out of high school?
You can stop there. That's good. We got the belly of the beast. All right, what's your reaction to that, Jake?
Well, obviously it hurts to hear, it's a guy that was close, in proximity. Council Bluffs, like you mentioned. I do like the fact that he does call it. It's like everybody's Husker fans over there. It's ridiculous. So that is true. I like to still hear that because I hope over the years that's still the same in high schools and all that sort of stuff. But it's just one of those situations, and we've seen a lot of them. I just wish they would have been able to bring him in and not able to get it done. So I think it's kind of funny because his reaction too is just like, that's ridiculous that they thought I should go there. I mean, I was a fan, but
So, number one, I think he did want to come here, but when you hear you're too small, okay, that's your evaluation. Another player we missed on, unfortunately. Okay, that's your evaluation, but then Iowa offers, and all of a sudden Nebraska offers. Like, that's what would make me mad. Like, okay, buddy, I thought I was too small. So, for me, I think he did want to come. I get the, it doesn't feel the best to be recruited that way. Goes to Iowa, has a ton of success, best center in America. Clearly, size was not an issue. It's funny, if you watch Dave Remington, I mean, he had plenty of size and strength, but his biggest thing, that ball would be snapped and he would be hitting the nearest D tackle, probably a nose guard. He'd already have him hooked on a reach block. He'd already have him move before the guy even took a step. Like, his explosive quickness as a center is eerily similar to Logan's, honestly. And that was one of Logan's big strengths. It was one of Remington's big strengths, among some other things. So I think he probably did want to come here, and then things went the way they went. He goes to Iowa, has a glorious career. Now, as far as what he said, I want to argue. Jake, if you wanted to produce a counter argument, would you be able to, and what would you say? Because I've only got one thing I can say to counter what he said. It really doesn't have to do with the base of his argument. It has to do with how he said it. But go ahead.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I can really argue with them. I mean, I've said it for years, and it pains me to say this. And it probably wouldn't happen if it did play out. But if my son is an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman and has offers from Nebraska and Iowa, I mean, if you're thinking about your own son, like the future of your family, now money's at play. I'd probably send him to Nebraska. But I've been saying for years, I'd send him to Iowa because they know how to develop these guys. And it's not one or two times. I mean, it's over and over and over again. And it's within their program. And it's going to be expected of them to develop. And of course, at Nebraska, we know it's kind of been the opposite.
The base of what he said, it's hard to have a counter argument. It's hard to say something to argue with him. It's maybe the way he said it. Like I've said, it's not what you say, it's how you say it that resonates with people. But clearly, he had some animosity from the way things went down before he ever stepped foot on any college campus as an official player. And so I get it. I stepped foot on campus at Nebraska. I didn't have a chip on my shoulder. I think I like a little wood chip. Maybe they mean potato chips. I don't know. I've always thought of a wood chip. So I didn't have a wood chip on my shoulder. I had a whole forest on my shoulder. So I can relate. So it's hard to argue. I just thought that was interesting. Hopefully we have less and less of those going forward because we start hitting more home runs. Let's play the Brady clip. I'll react for like 10 seconds because I do want to get to it because he says a lot of truth in this, and then we'll get out.
To be successful at anything, the truth is you don't have to be special. You just have to be what most people aren't. Consistent.
Pause.
Determined.
Consistent. By the way, this is at his Hall of Fame induction speech. Go ahead.
Determined and willing to work for it. No shortcuts. It's hard when you're young to wake up in the off season at 6 a.m. to go train and work out, knowing that all your friends are sleeping in and eating pancakes. It's hard when you're on your way to practice, weighed down with all your gear, and it's 90 degrees out and all the other kids are at the pool or at the beach, and your body is already completely exhausted from workouts in 2-a-days. It's hard to throw, catch, block, and tackle and hit kids when they're way bigger and way more developed than you, only to go home that night bruised and battered and strained, but knowing you have to show up again the next day for just the chance to try again. But understand this, life is hard.
I don't have anything to add. Go Big Red. Have a glorious weekend. Enjoy the flag football game on Sunday and really enjoy Nebraska basketball. And always remember to throw the bones.
Clear your calendar. It's a volleyball weekend in Omaha. Love Nebraska returns to Baxter Arena for back-to-back home matches on January 30th and February 1st, facing Love Madison and Love Austin. 2 matches, 2 chances to see your hometown team compete as the season heats up. Featuring Lexi Rodriguez and Jordan Larson taking on the likes of Lauren Carlini and Maddie Skinner, and special moments throughout the weekend. This is your opportunity to catch all the action live. Make it one night or both nights. Get your tickets now at lobbneb.com/tickets.
All right, fellas, it's January. You're setting goals, you're hitting the gym, but have you checked what's going on inside the engine? At Advanced Medical Imaging, the Wellness Within program makes it easy. They have different levels of preventive scans so you can choose exactly what fits your health goals, from quick baseline checks to full body insights. It's simple, it's smart, and it's all about keeping you in top form before problems ever sneak up. And the best part, you don't need a doctor's order. Just call AMI to schedule and make this the year you